My name is Difference Esther. I'm a graduate. I just finished high school at Agaozo Shalom Youth Village, and I'm very passionate about reading and writing. It's something I take very close to my heart, and ever since I was a very little girl, I wanted to help other people learn or develop their culture of reading, because it's something that we lack in the country, more especially I think because most of our parents are not educated, and they never introduce us to that culture when we are still young. As a person who got a chance to be introduced to that culture when I was young, I always wanted to help other people learn about reading, the joy that comes with reading and creative writing, and engaging with creative work in general. Before knowing about iLead program, I was that kind of a person who always thought that for me to make the difference in the world, or for me to make any change in the world, I needed to be a powerful person. Because I am very passionate about changing the education system in the country, I thought that for me to do that, I was supposed to be a minister. So I really studied very hard. Even when you check my records, throughout school, I had great grades because I wanted to be a minister so that I could be able to make that change around me. And I was working towards it, and I believed that I am nothing if I don't have that position of power. If not, I'm not the governor, I'm not the mayor, I'm not a leader in a particular sector in the country, I wasn't going to make any change. So when we started learning about choices, I was really fascinated by the fact that me not making a choice to start doing what I loved was also a choice I was making, not to make the difference I really wanted to see around me. And there is this one story that stood out to me that helped me realize that, oh my God, I don't need to be a powerful person. I don't need to be a minister for me to make the difference that I want in my country, more especially in the education system. It was this story of a man who wanted to change the world around himself, and he did all he could, but nothing changed. So he got to realize that for him to be able to make the difference he wants to see around himself, it was to first change himself, influence the people around him, and the influence would spread, and eventually he would change the world around him. So when I read that story, it stuck with me so much, and when it reached the time of sharing the story, we were in round tables, and I was with a colleague who we shared the same passion. She loves business so much, and she's a great leader. She loves reading books. She has read very many books, and I shared my passion of how I really wanted to start an organization that would help young people learn the culture of reading, creative writing. And when I shared with her how I wanted to be a minister so that I could be able to start the initiative that I had in mind, she helped me realize that that's not what I needed at the moment. She guided me, and we worked together and started an initiative at the moment. We started by ourselves, investing more time in our reading, writing more children's stories, and we started interning with Rwanda Bookmobile. It's an initiative that reads for the kids on radios. So we gave them our stories, we helped them translate stories, because in Rwanda we lack Rwandan stories that children can relate to. So we could take a story which was written maybe in the UK and translate it to make it more African and read for the kids on the radio, go find them in different places and read for them with the organization. And we started to seeing the change. And after seeing that change, realized, I don't need a lot of time to study so much for me to make the change. We don't need to be ministers. She wanted to be a great businesswoman. You don't need to be a great businesswoman. We can do this. So we started the organization, which is called Mgira. Mgira means tell me. So we chose a local name because we wanted it to be localized, because we are all about writing stories that children can relate to, that tells their stories that tell children's stories. For example, you read a story about a kid going to fetch water on maybe a lake. That's something you can relate to if you're from the rural areas of the country. Maybe you are near Gisenyi. It's something you can relate to than reading a book where you're reading about a snowman. You've never seen snow. That would be very hard for you to relate. So we even wanted our name to be localized for the kids. You know, this is something I can understand, I can relate to. So yeah, that's the way iLead shaped me, helped me realize that I am a leader and I don't need a position to be a leader. I am a leader because I take the initiative to change what I think is not going right and to influence others towards a positive future that I want to see around me. Yeah. Actually, I started Mgira, at the end of the lesson, you take action. Me and my friend, we had the same action that time. We decided that we are going to start something, to start making change around ourselves. I remember the first thing we started was not Mgira. What we started at first was Dusome. It was an initiative in our school because we realized that many people in our school don't like reading, and not liking reading affects their grades as well, because if you can't concentrate while reading Harry Potter or while reading an interesting story, it will be hard for you to concentrate reading chemistry, physics, or history or literature. It will be very complicated. So for you to be able to concentrate in reading those lessons, you have to be having a background in reading and you're really good at it. It was really impactful that a lot of people start reaching out to us. They asked us to always print out something when the events are going to start. Sometimes there is an event taking place in a particular place and maybe it delays and people arrive early and they're kind of bored, so we could write poems, put them to seats, and when people come as they wait for the event to start, they're reading them. And at the end of that, that's when we saw a very big impact and realized, this is something that can be made into an organization and can help very many people if we put very many efforts in it. So that's when we realized that how about we start with young children so that they grow up with this culture, because it was taking more efforts to teach an older person to learn a new way of doing things. It's always complicated than a young person, because me and my friend learned about reading when we were young. So we decided, let's make an initiative, an organization. That's how Mgira came about. When we started, we were very motivated, but we didn't know what we were doing for sure. We didn't know where we would get these articles, how to organize ourselves to get the articles and everything. So it required us to reach out to people who could help, and that kind of helped us grow, because these people shared great ideas with us, told us how we had to organize ourselves, how we have to organize ourselves so as to achieve our goal. So we started, growing, doing more research and trying to find ways to better ourselves and what we were delivering to people. And it required a good attitude and being a person who receives comments, because sometimes we could, post a particular work and people maybe give not good comments about it. So it required you to have a good attitude, to know that, this is an opportunity for me to learn. It's not like these people are hating on me, or what I'm doing is not working out for you to give up immediately, but a way for us to better ourselves and continue moving, and actually thank those people, ask them what they think, what we can do better, and it continued helping us. And as for commitment, it's something that when starting anything you should have, because if you don't have commitment, then you give up easily. And me getting a chance to go through that lesson helped me a lot, because we started the organization long time ago and now we don't have funds to print out the books. The only thing we can do is maybe go to places, read for children when we are using our phones, we are using a computer, which we only have 2 computers, which is not enough as well. And it's very hard, but because we have that commitment and we learned that lesson of never giving up, continue fighting, and doing all you can. We believe and we continue fighting and committed that we'll get the funds eventually and we will be able to print the books and be able to give out the hard copies. All lessons I learned in iLead were going adding on who I am and creating a great leader that I think I am. I believe I am today, and shaping me into the person that I am, yeah. At the moment, I am writing my first book, bigger book. I want to be a published author. It's something I always dreamed of. So I believe that maybe by the end of this year, if I get a publishing company and funds and everything, I'll be able to publish my first book. It's called After Death. And it was also in some way inspired by iLead, because I lost my grandfather and it was so much for me to bear. I went into depression, my grades went down, it was too much for me, and I had anxiety, and I thought, if I allow these emotions to keep piling up into me, before I know it, I will be wasted. So I decided to take accountability on the situations. Don't give up, stand up, and try to make something good out of what was happening to me. So I started writing about my emotions, and that's how the idea came about. So I started typing it out. It's now like 66 pages, and I'm looking forward to publishing it, and for it to help other people heal who are passing through what I was passing through. And I feel like if I hadn't gotten into the program, I wouldn't have had that knowledge of knowing that, if you make a choice of not standing up and fighting, you are going to remain behind, and before you know it, it will be over for you. I would be now, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have been able to get promoted, go to senior 6 and finish by this time. But because of that, because of iLead, because of the lessons I've learned, it helped me know that I'm much more than that, and I don't have to just sit there and allow everything to come to me and accept. I have to fight and try to make something good that can help others and myself out of what was happening to me. Yeah. To me, iLead is change. My message to my fellow iLead alumni is practice what you've learned, because you have a very game-changing package for our country as Rwandans and for the world in general. If you could put in practice at least one lesson you've learned, your life is going to change in a minute. You just believe that what what you learned is enough, and try to put it in action. And oh my God, our country will be able to have great leaders, great teachers, great pastors, amazing people that will be able to help our country develop and the world in general. And I believe that if at least everyone in this world would get a chance, an opportunity to learn these lessons that are in iLead program, the world will be a better place. We will be able to get rid of these wars that are causing hunger, that are causing climate change due to the bombs that they are using. So I am very excited due to the fact that now a lot of people in my country, young people in general, the youth, have this opportunity, this amazing opportunity of passing through this program, because I believe that with this program, our country will be able to achieve its goals of being a developed countries by 2050, and very more dreams to come that we have as a country and as the continent and as the world in general. What I want to tell them is that put in practice what you've learned, and it will be game changing. Yeah.